Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Coffee and a Card. I am Holly with Handcrafted Blessings and looking forward to making a card project with you guys today. So we are making some fall cards today. Well, one, but I do have some other happy mail to show you as well. And yeah, it'll just be a fun time of crafting together. So let's see, I'm just gonna pull out my video so I can chat with you guys while we're doing this. So welcome to those of you who are coming in. Glad that you guys could be here today with me on this live video. So I'm trying a new Facebook setting that brightens my videos. So that's why I'm kind of stumbling over some of my early words, because I'm like, wow, it looks a lot brighter. It actually might work. So Facebook has some new settings on their live videos, so I just like to test different things out and see what we can come up with. So anyways, welcome and happy Tuesday to all of you. So all right, let's do some cards here. Let's start with one from Heather Robinson in Indiana. And you guys know Happy Mail is what I like to call it when I send and receive cards. And so I enjoy showing off what you guys are making. So that's what I'm doing today. Oh, this is cute. So a little gnome, warm wishes there. That is so cute. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I love that. And you can actually switch that out. I mean, you could change. So in this one, she has stamped and cut it out. So you could change the color combination and just make it not a Christmas card. So that's super cute. That gnome set is so adorable. Yes, my upline was visiting today. So some of you guys might have seen that. We were planning and brainstorming and coming up with some new things that we're going to do here with you guys. So that's going to be super fun. Okay, this next one is from Kim Glover in Minnesota. And, oh, how pretty is this? Let's see if I can get the embossing to show up. So, she has used one of those flower embossing folders, but then also this layer, the vanilla layer, that is the bark embossing folder. So it's kind of embossing on embossing. See that there? There's multiple layers there. That's really cute. With a butterfly on the inside. So very cute. Okay, next one is from Lisa from Wisconsin. Lisa Z, it looks like. And says thanks with the flowers in the background. Very cute, nice and simple. Oh, so these are just 3 pieces. You've got 2 cardstock and a designer series paper just layered right on top of each other. So you can see nice flat cards. So if you're worried about postage, this kind of idea is a great option for you. And then she's got a note there on the inside. So that is a super cute card. I love this paper. This is from, I think it's Design a Daydream, might be where that's from. One of those host papers that you can get. So, all right, last but not least, we've got one from Brenda Taylor. So Brenda is from Minnesota. And let's see here. Oh, that's cute. What a cute way to use your foil. So she's got, so you can see it's a very shiny paper. This is the Splendid Day paper. So that's why you're getting that big reflection on there. And then, yeah, both of these are also cut out of the Splendid Day paper. So it just has a lot of sparkle and shine to it. Very cool. And it says, sending hugs. And then on the inside, she's also added that Splendid Day designer series paper. So just nice shimmer element of tying in inside and out. So really cute. It's so fun to see you guys and the talented cards that you guys come up with. It's really cool. So thank you for thinking of me and sending those to me. I enjoy that. So today, like I said, we are going to be working on fall cards. So, you know, this month I've really been highlighting Hello Harvest, which is a fall set. So let me just go ahead and put down my camera and I'll go ahead and show you that set, and then we will make a card with it. And hopefully my stand is going to cooperate more today. There, I think that'll work. Okay, so the stamp set, if you haven't seen it yet, we're using Hello Harvest here. You know, the pumpkin, I talked last week about wanting to do surgery on this stamp set. I haven't done it yet. I need to find like a box cutter, because what I want to do, I really do, you guys, I should try it just on live video, but then I'd probably cut my finger off, and we don't want that. But I feel like I just need a box cutter to cut this out. Because if you haven't seen it, this one has, the words are right in the middle, but I just love this banner. Somebody did suggest that you could color the banner with your markers, and so then you'd still be able to stamp just that, so that would obviously be an option. But today we're going to be using the pumpkin, and we're going to use the You Are Such a Blessing, and then we'll do some die cutting as well. So these are pumpkins that you can layer on each other. So I made a card earlier today. We're not making this on Facebook Live, but I just thought I would show this to you. So this uses those two embossed pumpkins, and so there is some really cute embossing detail on here. And so I've just, the bottom pumpkin is just taped to the stitch circle, and then the top one, the more narrow one, is dimensionalized on top of the pumpkin, so it just kind of makes it pop a little more. Because, let me see, I think I have the other version here. The other option that you can do is just use the larger one. So you really have some cute options with these, and you could just use the skinny one too, because pumpkins, you know, they come in all shapes and sizes. So here's another option for you. But the card that we're going to make today, set this aside, we're actually going to make this one, this card today. So we're going to be die cutting and coloring a pumpkin, and yeah, that's what we're going to work on. So we've got a Cajun Craze card base, and this measures in at 5.5 by 8.5. And, you know, standard card base. Oh, there we go. Now my comments are coming up. Ooh, I see Carol from Connecticut, Mary Ellen, Montana. G is from Illinois. That's fun. Pam from Florida. Jean, no, my dad is not here. My dad left to go back to South Dakota. So, yeah, but we had a nice visit. Okay, so then other color combination here today, we're using Very Vanilla, Basic Black. We've got some of the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper that we're going to use. I've got a scrap of vanilla so we can do our die cutting. We've got a black stitched square. This comes from the Stylish Shapes dies. And then I have a rectangle punch from the Double Oval Punch. And last but not least, we have the natural woven ribbon that we'll be using. So I'll walk you through the sizes as we make the card. But for now, let's just start with putting this guy. Oop, I got a little smudge on there. I'll turn, you know what? I'm gonna grab a piece of paper here next to me. I smudged that one pretty good, and turning it over is not gonna work either. I must have had something on my hand. So this is a piece of Very Vanilla. It just measures at 4 by 5 1/4. I really think the Very Vanilla works well with the pumpkin that we're going to be making. And so that's why I went with vanilla instead of basic white for this card. Okay, so we're going to start with our layers for the front. So I'm actually just going to set this aside. So we have a piece of basic black. And I told you guys last week, I should tell you again, the reason this is all already cut, I did a fall card class. And so we made this card at my house, but now I want to show you guys how it works. So, okay, let me grab my two pieces. So my pumpkin piece measures 2 1/4 by 5. And then my dots is 1.5 by 5. So 1.5 by 5, 2 1/4 by 5. And we're just going to take those and we're going to put them on our black mat. So of course I'm looking for even borders on the 3 sides, and actually I think I want to do it on this side. So just kind of lining it up. That's how I know where to place it. And then I'm going to put this one on here. This pumpkin paper is actually why I fell in love with this paper. I love the black background with the mossy meadow and the Cajun Craze pumpkin. I just think it looks so cool. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you get a little bit of a gap between your 2 pieces. Looks like mine are pretty close. I got a slight gap, but it's not going to matter because we're now going to add our basic woven ribbon right over the seam. So I can put that here. With this particular ribbon, you know, I know, well, let me say it when I turn it back over. I know sometimes people want to put like a strip of tape right here and then set their ribbon on top of it. This ribbon is not fully solid. Like if I had put tape on the front and then stuck the ribbon down, I'd be able to feel the stickiness through the ribbon. So you got to be careful with some of our ribbons because we got to watch kind of where we put it. Oh, Tony says these 2 designs are her favorite in the pack. Yeah, absolutely. Jean, you are correct. Yeah, my dad and Tim are best friends. But no, they did not see each other. So, okay. So we've got, that's actually how I got connected into Stampin' Up! Is that my parents, actually. When I started making cards, they knew somebody who was making cards, and they said, well, you should follow this lady. And then that ended up becoming who I signed up under, so that was really fun. So I figure if I'm going to buy supplies and make cards, I might as well get a discount, right? Like, it just makes sense. So I thought, well, I better just sign up because you know, I didn't have a lot of money, and so I just thought it would be great to get a discount on all my purchases. And so my mom said, well, you should follow, you know, this crafter, and she's using, you know, she didn't know what Stampin' Up! Was either. But that's how we got connected. It's all because of my dad. All right. Actually, I need one more dimensional. I don't want this to kind of bow in the middle, so I'm going to stick one more on here. All right, so I'm going to put this here. I'm just centering my stitch square right over my ribbon. So it's off center on the card, but it's centered over the ribbon. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside. We're going to do a little bit of stamping and die cutting here. So we'll start with our Memento Black, and I've got my pumpkin. Okay, a little more, just make sure that's well inked. This is just a scrap piece of very vanilla, just something big enough to stamp the pumpkin on. And then we will take our sentiment, and we're going to stamp that with Cajun Craze. And this one says, "You are such a blessing." Seems like a good thing to remind our family and friends of this time of year, you know? A lot of times the fall is when we start to think about things we're thankful for, you know, especially heading into October and November and towards Thanksgiving. So this could be a great way to remind a friend that you're thankful for them. Okay, so I have Cajun Craze and Old Olive blends. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dark Cajun Craze, and I'm just going to highlight all of these little dashed lines throughout my pumpkin. So it's just a real quick thing. It doesn't need to be perfectly spot on because we're going to blend the color in a little bit. So I'm just kind of I love that the Stampin' Up! Artists make it really easy for you to know where to put your highlighting. They have provided these lovely lines for us. And as you're going to see, it gives you a nice shaded pumpkin once we're all done. So just kind of going across those dots. We're almost done. There we go. And then I'll take the light and I'll just color in the whole pumpkin. So going right over the dark, and what it does when you do it in this order, it really pulls in that dark and gives you some nice shading left behind. So I can color pretty quickly because it's a nice big pumpkin. I'm just trying to be a little careful near my edges and near my stem. Because I'm going to die cut, there is going to be a slight border to my pumpkin. If you were fussy cutting and going right along the line of your pumpkin, you might not care if you colored wildly, you know, like outside the lines here. But since I'm going to have a little bit of a border with my die cut, that's why I'm trying to be careful to stay within the lines. Okay, so then what we'll do is we'll do the same thing real quick with our old olive. We'll just highlight the dashes on the stem and then color it in with the light old olive. That dark color is still a little damp, and it just, those alcohol markers just pull it in so easily. So there we go, we've got our pumpkin. So I'll set these over here and make sure we don't lose our die cut or our punch piece. So I've got my little mini machine here. And we're going to grab our pumpkin die. Let's see if I can get these out of here. Some Butterfingers. I can't grab onto the sheet of dies today. All right. There we go. So we're going to put our pumpkin on here. We'll add our die cut. Now what I like to do, so I don't use washi tape or anything like that to hold my dies in place. If you want to, or a Post-it note, you absolutely can do that if you're worried about it moving. What I have found works for me is I just go straight down with my plate like this. And then I can watch as I'm pulling it through to make sure that that die doesn't shift before it catches in the machine. So I think it's just one of those things that as I did more die cutting over the years, I just kind of found that that worked for me. So we'll just stick these in here. My plates have been a little wonky, so I've been storing them in here. Trying to flatten them out a little bit. All right, so here we have our cute little pumpkin. Bring back our card and some more dimensionals. Broke a bunch of my nails over the weekend, and so it's a struggle to pick certain things up. I'm so used to having long nails or like getting these dimensional backings off. I could use a pokey tool, I just don't think about it. I'm just so used to having a thumbnail, you guys. I don't have it today. All right, so we got our pumpkin there. And then we're going to be putting this guy right here. So I'm going to be taping it on this side and dimensionalizing on this side, okay? So we'll stick a dimensional here, pull that back off, and then I'll add some tape to the other side. Just like so. And actually, you know what? I just realized I need 2 dimensionals because I have a dimensional under the pumpkin and I have a dimensional under the black stitch square. So I actually need to double up my pumpkin. I need to double up my dimensional on this piece so that it stays even. So let me explain that again. There's a dimensional on this black stitch square and a dimensional on the pumpkin. So that means I needed to be two high, like two dimensionals stacked on top of each other, so that this sentiment piece stays level across the front of my card. So hopefully that makes sense. Otherwise, if I had just left the one, this sentiment piece would have kind of gone down. It would have been angled. And I want it to stay level. So we just had to compensate a little bit there. All right, now I'm gonna grab the rustic metallic dots. And I will use my pokey tool for this. I'm gonna use a couple of the larger ones. There's two different sizes here. We just need a little bit of bling on our card. Actually, I'm just gonna stick them up here. Almost like they're brads holding your card on. It's kind of that's what I think these look like to me. They almost look like faux brads, you know? So there we have it. You are such a blessing. So very cute card. I think we could also stamp a pumpkin on the inside and color another one right there. You know, you could add like thank you here to the inside. So some different options with how you could use this. This could even be a birthday card, you know, reminding someone that they're a blessing and wishing them a happy birthday, you know, new year coming up. So hopefully that gives you some ideas for using this. This is the, this bundle is in the card club. Oh, got words. This is my card club bundle this month, and so I wanted you to have more ideas for how to use this set in making your fall cards. And honestly, it doesn't just have to be fall, right? Like some of these are good for other things too, right? All right, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the fall colors. Yeah, it is just that time of year, it feels like. Well, not today. Today is like 90 and blazing hot here, but tomorrow it'll be back in the 60s and it'll feel like fall. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this video today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.